Today I'd like to speak about a book that's changed my life. Breath by James Nestor, the new science of a lost art. And he introduced me to Wim Hof breathing in this book, and I started doing that. And I went from 238 pounds down to 2009. Sometimes 2012 seems to be the hovering point. If I buy like excessive peanut butter, I get up to 217. And it's helped me with a lot of stress. We had people out in quarantine and so forth, and my caregiving job, my day job, and I did like 400 hours on site for 21 days. And I really think the Wim Hof breathing was amazing. But there's so many other breathing techniques in this great book. So I'm going to read a 2-page excerpt of this puppy. And hope you enjoy it. There'll be a link below. Wait. Where you can order it and stuff. And you'll also, without costing any extra, you'll be helping to support our wonderful podcast, which is going to be a variety of things like this, life-changing, cool stuff, book excerpts and so forth. And then there's going to be a little goofy music and comedy-ish stuff. And if people are appalled, we'll keep them separated. Take care, and let's dive into this book. An excerpt reading of New York Times bestseller Breath, The New Science of a Lost Art by James Nestor. Ricardo Homeron reading from the bottom of page 156 through page 157. This flip-flopping, breathing all out, then not at all, getting really cold, then hot again, is the key to Tumo's magic. It forces the body into high stress 1 minute, a stress of extreme relaxation the next. Carbon dioxide levels in the blood crash, then they build back up. Tissues become oxygen deficient, then flooded again. The body becomes more adaptable and flexible and learns that all these physiological responses can come under our control. Conscious, heavy breathing, McGee told me, allows us to bend so that we don't get broken. Back on the park lawn, there was no huffing, no more irritable heart. The journey into self-inflicted sympathetic stress is over. Outside, the world seems to yawn awake in a Disney-like montage. The crackle of pine needles beneath the feet of a squirrel, a brush of wind through the branches, the caw of a distant hawk, all of it broadcast in high fidelity. Getting here took some effort, and if I wasn't laid out on a mat in a park breathing this hard for this long, it could be dangerous. McGee repeatedly told me, as he told all of his students, to never ever practice Tumo while driving, walking, or in any other environment where you could get hurt if you pass out, and never practice if you might have a heart condition or are pregnant. Nobody knows how eliciting such extreme stress might affect the immune and nervous system in the long term. Some pulmonauts, breath explorers, like Anders Olsen and others, slow and less prominent proponents, argue that this kind of forced overbreathing could actually be more damaging than it's worth. Given the adrenaline society we live in, Olson told me. I was less certain. Alexandra David Neal, whose Tumo and other ancient breathing and meditation practices she did until she died in 1969 at age 100. One of her acolytes, a man Maurice Dubard, is still alive. Dubard had spent his teenage years bedridden in a village hospital with tuberculosis, chronic lung inflammation, and other illnesses. By his 20s, the doctors had given up. Dubard decided to heal himself. He read books, trained in yoga, taught himself Tumo. He not only completely cured his body of any sickness, but gained a superhuman strength. On his off hours of working as a hairdresser, he would strip to his underwear and run barefoot through snowy forests. Decades before Wim Hof, he immersed himself in ice from the neck down and sat there motionless for 55 minutes. Later, he ran 150 miles beneath the searing heat of the Sahara Desert. At 71, he toured the Himalayas on his bike at an elevation of 16,500 feet. But his greatest feat, Dubard said, was helping thousands of others with illnesses learn the power of Tumo to heal themselves just as he had done. For context, Tumo is basically what Wim Hof breathing is based on, and it's something that Tibetan monks did. So have a beautiful day and rock out. Much love, all the power and warmth and opportunities to create wonderful things in our mind. And if you don't think you're creative, if you've ever imagined horrible things, that's creativity. Or if you've over anticipated some event and thought, oh, it's going to be so awesome, and it sucked. That was your imagination. So wield it into some fun stuff. Take care. Rock and roll. Hey, hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for tuning in. And don't forget to check out the groovy links below for Wim Hof breathing and to buy this really great book down below. And we'll have more episodes. Let me know how you like it or hated it or whatever. I shaved and got a better camera angle. And hopefully we'll be doing more soon.